We're not raising Rhode Island's minimum wage city by city, piecemeal. State lawmakers put the brakes on that right away.
State House legislators nixed it just after the Providence City Council approved a $15 minimum wage for hotel workers for the November ballot. NBC 10's RJ Heim is live in Providence with the fallout. RJ?
Now the question becomes what happens next, because by all accounts, state law trumps city ordinance. It was a spirited effort by Providence hotel workers, having gathered more than 1,200 signatures on a petition to raise the minimum wage at large hotels in the city to $15 an hour. They convinced the Providence City Council, and last night it was approved to let voters decide on a ballot question this November. But then the House of Representatives put a measure in their version of the state budget prohibiting cities and towns from setting their own minimum wages.
Our elected officials decided to ignore our efforts to try and create a livable wage for a large group of low-wage, low-income workers in the city. Basically, an attempt for us to have a wage that we can live on, that we can support our families on, that we can have decent, dignified lives, and they decided to just shut it down all at once.
Evan McLaughlin is single, works at the Hilton in Providence, 70 hours a week, he says, making just over $9 an hour, he says, just barely enough to make ends meet. He talks of the others, though, who have families.
Some of them, yeah, you work 60, 70 hours a week. You still need food stamps. You still need public assistance. And at the end of the day, that's the hotel pushing. They don't want to cover the cost of their workers. They put it onto the taxpayers.
The House argued chaos would ensue across Rhode Island with a different minimum wage in each city and town. The state Senate has approved a statewide $9 an hour minimum wage that now goes to the House for consideration. Now, just to follow the timeline, the House budget goes to the Senate, where it's expected to be approved, then it gets the governor's signature, and it becomes law. I reached out to the Providence group that owns the Hilton. A representative said that the city and state makes its own decisions on legislation, and other than that, he wouldn't comment on matters between workers and the Hilton itself. RJ Heim, NBC 10 News, live at our Down City studio in Providence.